Okay, so the next day at school, Devi is being extra like she is. So she's walking around in a hoodie and shades because she just assumed that it's all over the school and people are going to be talking about her and laughing at her about this whole lie by omission that she did about having sex with Paxton. And so she was walking down the hall and Trent saw her and he called her Coyote Girl. And then he's like, you have a secret. And so she's looking at him like, oh Lord, he's about to say something about the whole incident. And it was like, no, he was like, I saw, your cousin, she dropped you off. You have a hot cousin. Is she single? And she was like, well, she's in the middle of an arranged marriage kind of situation. And so he was like, well, still ask her. Like, child, she wouldn't be interested in you. But anywho.
Coyote Girl. I know your secret. You have a hot cousin.
So that's when she realized that if either people didn't know or they knew and she just wasn't important enough for people to care about it. So that was that. So this is the first time she met up with Fabiola and Eleanor in the cafeteria, since that I bet your ish isn't as bad as mine little match shouting thing she did in the school hallway the day before.
Now's not a good time, but it's really important. Trust me, whatever you guys have going on, my shit's bigger, okay?
And so she realized that she had been semi-replaced by Jonah.
It's popping. Seat's taken.
Don't hate me. I got cheese fries and soy fries for the tape.
And, she was trying to apologize and talking about she was going through a lot. And they were, and then I don't know if it was Eleanor or Fabiola. They said, we saw Paxton eating lunch with Zoe. And so they're still under the impression that they slept together and that they had some type of relationship. So the way they are seeing is that they broke up, and that's why she's saying she's going through a lot, because her and Paxton broke up, which of course we know is not true because they never had a relationship. So they started talking about, they had stuff going on too, and Fabiola came out to Debbie, and of course she was excited about it, and she's talking about how she's been this terrible friend and how she's going to do better. She's going to make it up to her.
What? You're gay? Yeah. Oh, this is huge.
And so she ends up having the sleepover, and she rented Chicago, because she knew that was Eleanor's favorite, and they're having a great time. And so this is when she finds out that Eleanor found out about her mom working at the restaurant in town. And of course, she's saying, well, oh my God, like, what did you say? And of course, we know she didn't say anything. She just ran out. And so she feels like she's patched things up sort of with Fabiola, but she has in her head that if she can fix things between Eleanor, that she can fix things between Eleanor and her mom. So Eleanor decided she was going to go to the restaurant, which she did. And she talked to Joyce, who's Eleanor's mom, and saying that because Eleanor had been complaining about how, my mom, she's been trying to reach out to me, but she's only been trying to reach out to me through text. Like, if she wants to, to have a conversation or have a relationship with me, then we're going to have to have a conversation. And so now Davey is down at the restaurant saying that you're going to have to do more than text her. You're going to have to talk to her. The next day at school, they're in the cafeteria again, and Fabiola's talking about how, she's finding it difficult to come out to her parents. And eventually, Debbie was like, you know what, you don't have to come out until you're ready. And, but I have a good feeling about your mom. I don't, think that your mom is going to take it bad, and, you just have to give her a chance. Basically, just give her a chance. But I think that, things are going to work out in the end.
Fab, tell her whenever you're ready. But I have a good feeling about your mom.
And so no sooner than she says that, Joyce pops up with her high haze and her tacos or whatever. And Eleanor was like, Mom, like, what are you doing here? And of course she said, Davey said that, that we needed to talk. So Eleanor kind of gave Davey the side eye, like, what the hell are you doing?
Mom, what are you doing here? Davey said that I should come and speak to you in person.
And so she was basically saying that she's there. She wanted to talk to Eleanor. So Eleanor left the cafeteria. And of course her mom took off after her. And, she started asking her, like, how long has she been there? And she's saying she's been there about 2 months. And of course Eleanor was like, well, why didn't you reach out to me? And she said, because I, didn't want to see you, which is how she said it initially. But Eleanor was like, what? She was like, no, what I meant to say was I didn't want you to see me because I'm a failure. She was, whatever show that she had on this cruise, she ended up getting fired. And they ended up leaving her in Jamaica somewhere. And, she wanted to wait until she was employed to come back into her life. Because, again, her relationship with her daughter is all about her and not actually about her relationship with her daughter. It's about her being happy and her being where she wants to be in life. And it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, she's trash. Okay? And so, of course, Eleanor was like, I don't really care about any of that. I just want to be with you. I just want you in my life. Because ever since she was a little girl, her mom has been chasing this dream. And so she's like, I just want you here. And so they hugged, and Joyce ended up seeing the poster for the bake sale that they're having. And so she said, well, why don't we do that? Why don't we, participate in the bake sale? And so she was like, well, we can't do it in my place because I share a place with like 3 19-year-olds and I'm using their oven as my closet. So Davy, chimes in and was like, well, you can do it. We can do it at my house. And so, of course, Eleanor was happy. They could, participate in the bake sale and she could spend some time with her mom. So we get to Davy's house. And, of course, they're, baking, making their cookies and whatnot. And so she's, like, talking, trying to be one of the girls and, asking them about their love life. And Eleanor told her about Oliver and, the type of guy that he is. And then she started talking to, then she started asking, then she made the comment about how this handsome guy came in, that she was trying to remember Paxton's name. And then Eleanor jumps out, oh, Paxton. Oh, you could ask Davy about Paxton. She knows all about him, since they're having sex or something. Basically, she told Davy's business to her mom.
Paxton, Davy knows all about him. They used to be lovers.
And then, they talked a little bit, and then she turned to Fabiola, and it's like, so tell me, is there some nice young lady that you're interested in? So she knew off the rip that that Fabiola was gay. But Fabiola looked at Eleanor, was like, did you say something to her? And she was like, no, I didn't. She was like, no, I was just able to, deduce that.
So, Fabiola, what about you? There must be some pretty girl you have your eye on at school.
And so she made the point to say, don't say anything to anyone. I've only told, you guys, and my parents don't know, and I'm not ready for them to know, so don't say anything. And so the mom was like, oh, that's no problem. We'll say it here. Won't leave here. It's all good. So we get to the bake sale, and Joyce arrives. So you can tell by Helene's and Elise is Fabiola's mom, her reaction when they saw her, like, oh, hey, like, so what brings you to town? And because they're remembering back when she was supposed to take the girls to this park or carnival or something, and she got a call while they were at the park for a part she can audition for, and she ended up leaving them kids at the damn park.
Hello, ladies. Hello, Joyce. We didn't know you were back in town.
So she started talking, I've been traveling all these years, and because I'm an actress. And then it finally hit me that all these places doesn't have the one thing that I love. And so you're thinking that she's about to say Eleanor. She was like, oh no, Hollywood,
because LA has the one thing no other town has: Hollywood.
And so Nalini was like, and your daughter's here too. And she was like, oh well, that goes without saying. Her mother is a raggedy bitch. And so they started talking, and she was like, oh, we had a good time when we hung out the other day. And so, of course, they're like, Nalini and Elisa, oh, you guys hung out. She was like, oh, yeah. She was like, we talked a lot about their love lives. And she was like, their what? What are you talking about? She was like, oh, they're, it's hard to see them, they're all grown up and have boyfriends and girlfriends. And
I know, they've grown up so fast. I can't believe they have boyfriends and girlfriends already.
Of course, Davy and Fabiola is standing over to the other side just with their eyes bugged out, like, I know this bitch is not about to tell our business. Eleanor is standing there like a statue with her eyes bugged out. Like, I know my mom is not about to do this. She's not about to come into my life and just cause all this chaos. And so, of course, Elise and Nalini was like, who got a boyfriend? Who got a girlfriend? What are you talking about? And she made the comment about, she was like, oh, you don't have to worry about it because Davy broke up with Paxton. And of course, someone was like, Paxton? You mean that boy with the cheekbones that I caught you in bed with? She was talking about the hospital when Davy got attacked by the wolf or the coyote. And I guess he was trying to get the selfie or photo or something. That's what she was talking about. But no, old Raggedy Joyce was like, oh, so wait a minute. So you already knew they were having sex? I'm so confused.
You found him in her bed? So you did know they were having sex? I'm confused.
And so, of course, all hell broke loose. They're like, what the hell? Alicia's like, what the hell is going on? And of course, Jamie's mom was like, what are you talking about? Who did what with what and who? And so, this is when Davy had to come clean. She was like, no, that's just all a misunderstanding. We never had sex. And so, Fabiola and Eleanor was trying to like take her for like, no, nothing never happened. They're, trying to cover for her because they still think that she did. She's just saying that to her mom. And then she ended up having to look at them and say, no, I'm serious. We never had sex. I made it all up.
Oh, really? I never kissed him or anyone. I lied to everyone, okay? I'm a big virgin fraud.
And so Eleanor and Fabiola standing there with the ass bugged out like, why did she lie to us about this? And Nalini was like, okay, Davy, we're leaving. And so that was it for the bake sale for them. She went on and grabbed up Davy and they left. So there was this brief scene of Nalini and Davy talking there back at the house, and Davy reassured her that, nothing ever happened, that she never had sex with anyone, that she's still a virgin, and her mom was like, it better not had, basically, and she kind of like cut her eyes at her, and she was walking out the room. That was, kind of funny, but awkward. And so we go back to the bake sale, and, they're wrapping things up. They've sold almost everything, and Fabiola and Elisa are cleaning up, and eventually Fabiola came out to her mom, and initially she had this shocked look on her face, and of course you hear something like that, you don't really know what to say offhand.
I'm gay.
And so Fabiola was kind of concerned because her mother didn't respond right away, and she basically tried to calm Fabiola down, was like, no, it's fine, it's just that you kind of dumped this on me and I'm just trying to process it. But in the end, she basically told her that, you're my daughter and I love you and there's nothing in the world that's going to change that. And that's exactly what Fabiola needed to hear. And so they hugged and it was all good. But then she made a point to throw in, she was like, wait a minute. Is that why you had that weird conversation with us about AP French and AP Latin? She was like, yeah. She said, so are you able to go back to AP French? She was like, yeah. So she was really happy about that because they had this whole trip planned to Paris.
Wait, is that why you called that weird family meeting about AP Latin? Yeah. So you can switch back to French?
And so, yeah, that's all she was concerned about. I want you to get back into AP French. So that was a good scene. So the next day at school, Davy is once again apologizing for being a lousy friend and lying and the whole thing.
You guys, I'm really sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess the lies sounded better than my real life.
And Fabiola told her that, it was all good, that she ended up telling her mom anyway, and it worked out. And, she's saying how she's going to do better and how she's going, be a better friend, da-da-da-da-da. Okay. So, it's now time for Eleanor to go to rehearsal. Her mom is there. She wanted to sit in. So, Eleanor introduced her to the theater, the drama teacher, and, he said, you must be so proud of her. She got the lead in the play. And you kind of see her mom's face like, oh, she got the lead. Like, she's a jealous, hateful bitch. Okay? I can't stand Joyce. Okay?
Our youngest lead actor ever.
Lead? Oh my goodness, how wonderful.
And so she, told her to have a seat. And as she, was watching Eleanor on stage, the next thing you see Davy at her locker, and she get a text from Paxton saying that he needs her to come to his house right away. Okay, so while she's trying to read this text, Fabiola walks up and said, you know, oh my God, you won't believe what happened. Joyce decided that, you know, she needed to give Broadway one more try. So after doing all this and telling her daughter that she was there and that she was going to be there to support her and all this, seeing her on stage reminded her just how much she loved acting and she needed to give Broadway another try. And so she basically left a note for Eleanor and left town again.
We got a situation. Eleanor's mom is gone. She left this note.
So Fabiola is telling Devi that, you know, we need to go talk to Eleanor, try to cheer her up, and she ends up telling her that Eleanor quit the play and she doesn't want to act anymore. Like, it's bad. And so while Fabiola's telling Devi what's going on, she's getting these back-to-back texts from Paxton. And so she Fabiola said that she was going to go and get something that Eleanor likes, and that they're supposed to meet up with Eleanor. And so Fabiola ran off, and what do you think Devi did? Do you think she did the right thing, or did she break the cardinal rule of friendship? Yeah, she went to see what Paxton needed her to do instead of going to see her homegirl who was heartbroken that her mom had once again abandoned her. So, yeah. So that's how this episode ends, and I'm going to leave this here. So.